Thank you to all who have been supporting the channel by checking out our merch at rejectnationshop.com and becoming Royal Rejects. Real Rejects got invited back to WonderCon. Come geek out with us in person Sunday, March 31st. Citizens of the Reject Nation, we are about to shoot Madam Web with John. But before that, Agor711 and I, we wanted to watch this trailer for Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra. Agor, Andrew, you excited?
I'm super excited. I can't wait to play every part of this with you.
Yeah. Well, actually, maybe play it this time. Yeah. I did finish Spider-Man 2, actually. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. The cutscenes did leave out a decent amount.
It did.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I noticed that too when I played.
You live and learn, okay? You live and learn. Still really enjoyed doing that with you, buddy.
I did too.
But got the main story, though.
Yeah,
whatever. Let's focus on this. Leave a like on this video. I got a cracker in my mouth. You might see some crumbs up here in my beard at some point. Anywho, let's do this.
They're combing the streets. Searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
This feels like a true political thriller.
With a 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
Black Panther?
Yeah.
That's a Skydance game. Are they all Skydance?
Whoa.
That makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
Awesome.
Counting you.
And that's too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American.
It's gonna be Azzuri.
The Eye of Force has been found.
Rise of Hydra.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful.
That's so cool. I can't wait to play as him.
When am I not?
Isn't that a callback to the first movie?
Yeah.
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
You have to work together.
Too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
Work together.
Do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Whoa.
Obligatory, we have to fight first. There's so much tension in that trailer, right?
Seriously.
Oh.
It's a cool shot to end it on.
$2025. Is that the same year the Wolverine game's coming?
I think you might be right, yeah.
Citizens of the Reject Nation, or should I say Royal Rejects, because that is who we call those who check out our RR apparel at rejectnationshop.com. We come out with new designs every month or every 2 months. It is personally my favorite way you can support the channel. Reason being is because we are involved with every one of the exclusive RR designs that are up at the shop. Every month it's been growing. Every month we are getting more and more Royal Rejects, and I'd really love to hear how people are finding the shirts to not just be cool looking, but also fit nicely and feel comfortable. I cared about that more than anything else. I'm a hairy guy, so I'm really like sensitive to fabric. We got a bunch of designs already, such as our Super Marvel Bros shirt. My sister actually designed this one. Deadpool Wolverine inspired, my personal favorite one. But then we also got our #1 bestseller, the Last Daddy t-shirt, which has Pedro Pascal from The Last of Us inspired, carrying baby Grogu. We have Loki's glorious balloon. We also have our Doctor Who shirt, which is full of a bunch of classic Doctor Who quotes on the TARDIS. We have Space Babies of the Galaxy. We got ourselves some Star Wars inspired shirts. We got a Boys inspired shirt, and we have a House of the Dragon one as well. Pointing those out because obviously we have new seasons of those shows coming up. And then of course, we got a bunch of other designs as well, like our Batverse one, Who Influences the Influencers, another Last of Us inspired t-shirt, and of course, the classic Reject symbolism t-shirts as well. Either one is an amazing way to support the channel. channel. And like I said, you get to look good while doing it. So thank you guys so much. Do consider going to rejectnationshop.com, and also tag us on social media. If you end up buying a shirt, please tag us. We'd love to see it when people do end up buying the shirts. Thank you, Royal Rejects. See you guys soon. I know that people were not the most enthusiastic about the Avengers game that did come out.
Yeah.
And I never actually sat through and played that one.
I did not either.
But I hear that people were not the most enthused about it. So I'm hoping that Marvel is able to take the notes of what occurred there, really focus here, because, of course, you know, this is not Insomniac Games, which will be the Wolverine game.
Correct.
But I think the person who directed this one, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the people who did one of the Uncharted games. It might have been like Uncharted 2 or something like that. But either way, I hope that we're in good hands this time. As far as the story trailer goes, I think it's a really cool time period to go through. I rewatched the X-Men animated series, and in the final season of that was an episode taking place during World War II where Wolverine teams up with Captain America.
Oh, that's cool.
And I just saw that like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or something like that. So to be stepping in back to World War II, and this time he's going to be teaming up with Black Panther. And of course, you know, harken us back to Civil War as well. There's a lot of things where it can remind you of other elements of Marvel, but this feels like a solid political thriller with, I imagine, like a good, decent amount of variety of gameplay that you might be able to get between what you can do as Cap and what you can do as Black Panther.
For sure.
What
And
you think, man?
I mean, yeah, from a story perspective, it looks very intriguing and enthralling and interesting. I'm going to judge it more like once we see actual gameplay footage.
I hear there's a demo out, but we don't have time to watch it.
Yeah, but just from this, it looked really cool. And of course, we know that they're obviously going to team up. But just from what we saw here, like there was, like you said, a lot of tension, which I loved. And yeah, I'm looking forward to because I did hear, without having played the Avengers game, I heard there was a lot of negative buzz around that. But like you said, I hope they took the notes down and what worked and what didn't work, and they're able to, you know, install more of the positives here of what did work for that. But yeah, no, this looks really cool though. And I'm curious, like, if they're going to be able to balance, like, you know, how much you get to play with Cap versus how much you get to play with Black Panther, and how they're going to do that. Kind of like, because I remember when you do, like, for instance, when you, again, I didn't play Avengers, so I don't know how it worked with, like, here you get to play this character. Do you get to automatically switch, or is it there's certain modes where, okay, this storyline is just for this? Because I liked what we did with Spider-Man 2, where you can switch off between Peter and Miles. I thought they were able to balance that out properly. There's certain missions for each character, so I'm assuming they're going to do something like that. So, but I mean, it looks really cool because there's certain missions. I mean, Black Panther, like, he's one of my favorite characters. So, but I was going to say too, like the design of Captain America in this, it really reminded me. I don't know if you saw it. There was that 1990s TV movie that they made. It kind of reminded me of that actor that they got for that. But yeah, no, I mean, overall though, it looked very fascinating. And yeah, it's cool that we get 2 big comic book video games out next year.
That's crazy, especially from Marvel.
Yeah.
And also for like Captain America, who is often more known to be a team leader of sorts.
Right.
To see that he wants to go about this in a more individualistic manner,
Right.
It's kind of cool to set him up with an arc like that for, you know, watching how he learns to work with others instead of just wanting to go about it alone. I just feel like we're kind of used to the mediums now where he is more of a leader and he prefers to work in a unit. And here he's not wanting to work with him, but it's also, that's what Black Panther here, who's not T'Challa, it's T'Chanda. I got to keep up with all these. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings names, where there are just slight differences. You can easily get it wrong. But, you know, to get another rendition of a different Black Panther, and like in What If, we got to focus on, like, what if T'Chaka was Black Panther? And then, of course, the live action T'Challa. And then now here we get T'Chanda. So you got to get these different variations across the mediums in Marvel, which I think is really neat. But overall, yeah, I mean, this feels like it's going to be a really cool movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, you make a good point, but I think that's what makes those Spider-Man games so amazing. Yeah, the action and the gameplay is so enthralling and so amazing, but it's the storylines and the character arcs. It's so deep. There's so much depth there, and I'm hoping that they're able to capture that and encapsulate that in the gameplay. Like, yes, of course, we want the action and the gameplay to be fun, of course, but I'm hoping too, like, there's arcs and there's, you know, depth like that as well. So, I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And also too, the Arkham games too, just getting into comic book games, like, that's what makes those games so special. It's the characters, it's the storylines, it's you know, the character development. So I'm hoping that this game's able to capture that as well.
Well, also, I just love the idea that we get to go through World War II as whilst being in the Marvel universe. It's
but
it's,
you
it's
know
an
what?
interesting prospect.
I love I'm actually, you know, I don't know if I'm in the minority on this, but I really liked the first Captain America. Now the second one is my favorite MCU film because I love that political thriller aspect, and I just thought the Russo brothers nailed it. But I really like that first one a lot. I think Joe Johnston really nailed that time period. So I'm looking forward to going back to that time period with Cap. I think, you know, there's something about that time period that really just, you know, gets that feel down with Captain America. So I think, you know, the idea of teaming him up with Black Panther, I think there's something special about that. And I think that if it's done right in this, I think they can, you know, nail it. So
I hope so. One can only hope.
yes.
But guys, what do you think about this trailer? You excited for it? Excited to see the rise of Hydra? We did not see Red Skull here. Probably will in the game. Looking forward to it. Leave your thoughts down below. Also, you didn't catch my reaction to X-Men 97. That's up here on this channel. We'll see you guys soon.
Brian Perry. Hey, buddy. Happy spring break. Brian, listen. I know I often hone in on this, but your name is just spelled so cool, and I hope that's not a typo, because in this spring break scenario, you're the patron whose name comes to mind, and then I think, you're not just out on the beach partying, all right? You would be the Miami Vice guy out on the beach, like, half partying, but if shit was to go down, you, your mustache, and a Mai Tai would be all over it like sand on butt cheeks not covered by much of a bikini. You would be laying down the spring break law, keeping order from impinging on chaos, and a little bit of vice versa. Mostly the chaos, but, you know, you could provide just enough order to keep the party going. And that's what every good party needs. Every good party needs to get to the edge of going off the rails and then someone to keep those wheels on the track so that once we arrive at the station, everyone's like, man, we were crazy, but we got there safely. And that's a bar you can take to your baby mama or daddy, because I assume that's what your money made as a PI at the beach will go to. Anyway, love you, Brian. Stay well, and we'll see you next month. Keep on pledging and keep on sledging.